So this is an interesting theory that I came up with after seeing a couple of the episode titles for the future episodes of Dragon Ball Super. Now, Cabba up until this point, or Cabba, whatever you want to call him, has kind of just been like this reserve guy, and based on what we've seen thus far, it doesn't seem like the Universe 6 Warriors can be that strong. I mean, right, like Goku and Super Saiyan pretty much were to take out Frost. Piccolo almost took out Frost. Botamo got his ass dragged. Oh god, why did I bring up Botamo? Jesus. But they don't really seem that formidable. But according to these episode titles, something might be a miss. There might actually be a couple of these motherfuckers that might be strong. Now, up until this point, Cabba has basically said he's never seen basically a Super Saiyan transformation. He's never heard of anything like that. Saiyans being able to do that. So you gotta think, okay, if he can just only have the strength that he has right now, and he's a normal Saiyan, no power-ups, nothing of that nature, then how could he possibly be formidable against somebody like Vegeta and Monaka, the two remaining contestants of Universe 7? But according to these episode titles, he's gonna have some formidable power amongst his arsenal of attacks. Because according to episode 37, based on the kind of description that we're supposed to get, the fights expected to take place are Vegeta versus Cabba, and then Monaka versus Cabba, meaning that Vegeta is gonna potentially lose to Cabba in this fight. And you gotta think for a second, Vegeta, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, gonna lose to Cabba that doesn't even know about Super Saiyan transformations? How the fuck is that plausible? How is that gonna happen? And you gotta think to yourself, okay, well, what could a potential power-up that Cabba could have? Because, let's be real here, normal Saiyan, especially from what we've seen with Universe 6, they don't look like they can do shit. It looks like Vegeta can probably grab him by his neck and spit in his face, and the motherfucker's gonna faint in end of the fight. So you gotta think for a second, there's two possible ways. It could be that Vegeta could get really weakened from his prior fights with Frost and Vegeta, the robot motherfucker, and then by the time he gets to Cabba, he's so weakened that Cabba could just, you know, kind of dust him off or maybe have some sort of special ability. But something even hype that I would love to see and I think would be great to add, I mean, just in every shape or form, for the story, for the fans, for the merchandise, everything, would be to have Cabba be some sort of legendary Super Saiyan, kind of like the forbidden name, Broly. Because just think for a second, okay, he doesn't, and he's never seen anybody be Super Saiyan and stuff like that, and Vados brought the strongest that she can get from Universe 6, so Cabba has to have some sort of strength, right? What if Cabba, unbeknownst to him, can go Super Saiyan? Because we've seen it in other mediums, and I think it was like the GT Heroes Legacy, where Goku Jr. could turn Super Saiyan, but he wouldn't remember it. What if Cabba is something like either Goku Jr. or Broly, where he can go into this hulking, crazy Super Saiyan form, and he just doesn't remember it, and that's why he, to this date, never seen a Super Saiyan, because he himself is the legendary Super Saiyan of Universe 6. It would make sense why Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, would get fucked over by Cabba in a fight, because otherwise, even a weakened Vegeta, even Vegeta just normal, I still think would absolutely dominate Cabba in a fight. So for us to see this title and have to be under the assumption that he's going to lose to Cabba, you gotta think, how is he gonna pull it off? Now, I'm honestly not expecting a Super Saiyan Blue Cabba at this point. I was like under the assumption at first, like, okay, this guy's coming in, he's probably gonna have some crazy Super Saiyan Blue power and shit like that, but I think we can probably mark that off because he never had that type of training based on what we know thus far. But it could very well be that he has some sort of secret anger where he turns Super Saiyan. Maybe during the fight, Vegeta pisses him off enough that he goes Super Saiyan right there. But I think there's a huge possibility that we could see some really awesome transformation. I think this is the perfect opportunity for them to do some really awesome transformation and have Cabba be some sort of legendary Super Saiyan, and that's how he takes out Vegeta. Now, that ain't to say that the following fight, Monaka ain't gonna bop him, because let's be honest here, like, Monaka's the second strongest in Universe 7 aside from Beerus, so Monaka's probably gonna take him, but I think that that's a very plausible theory. I want to know what you guys think, though. Do you think that there's a possibility, based on everything we know, that maybe Cabba himself can be a Super Saiyan, but it's just unbeknownst to him, when he gets angry, it completely blanks out of his memory, or maybe he's killed everybody that's been in sight whenever he goes Super Saiyan, so nobody could ever say, yeah, no, this dude is Super Saiyan, except maybe Vados has seen it via her staff or something like that. And how do you think it's going to be possible for any of these people to take out Vegeta? Do you think it's just going to be from his fight with Frost and then his fight with Vegeta that Vegeta's just too weak? And even then, do you think that a weakened Vegeta would still lose to somebody on the caliber of the fighters of Universe 6? Any overall thoughts of this? Thought it'd be a fun discussion and a fun theory to talk about. Do you think that Cabba can have this secret power that will fucking wreck Vegeta, and that's how he's gonna win? But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed anything about this video, make sure to drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.